Okay, good afternoon. We're going to get started. Hi, I'm James Patchett. I'm the president of the New York City Economic Development Corporation, and I'm really thrilled to be here with you all to celebrate the topping off of this fabulous project. Today's milestone serves as an important reminder of the city's commitment to building stronger communities and investing in our future. I want to thank Mayor de Blasio, our city partners at HPD, HDC, DOT, and DDC, as well as Queensborough President Richards, our local elected partners, the community builders, and our many community partners for their tireless efforts and support in building the foundation of the Far Rockaway's economic transformation. I also want to thank my fabulous team at EDC for leading this effort over the last 5 years. It was not too long ago that we were celebrating the Downtown Far Rockaway rezonings. Some of you may know this is one of my last public events as the president of EDC. I announced my departure 2 weeks ago, and I honestly couldn't be prouder to have this as one of my final events. This is why I got into public service. I started working on affordable housing in the 8th grade when I volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, and I haven't stopped since. I believe that affordable housing and community investments are the cornerstone of economic development. Projects like this are the whole point of public service. It's not government working against communities or trying to convince them of what government wants to do. It's government working with communities to take their priorities and transform it into a plan to marshal government resources and make a community a better place for everyone. We will use every tool at the city's disposal to make the community's vision a reality. We are transforming underutilized properties to bring housing, quality jobs, and open space to the center of this neighborhood. And the speed with which we are delivering on our commitments, even in the middle of a global pandemic, reflects how serious we are about our commitment to this community. Construction has continued to progress even with all of the challenges of COVID, and that is thanks to the community builders and the talented construction workers who are delivering this much-needed development for this neighborhood. Soon, this transformational project will include 224 units of 100% affordable housing, a community facility, and retail space for local businesses. And we're not even close to done. Our partner agencies are upgrading critical infrastructure, creating new public plazas, constructing the neighborhood's first new library since 1976, and its first new park since 1931. It has truly been a pleasure to work with all of you over the years. It is amazing to bring this kind of change that residents have so long called for. Investments like this in Beach 21st Street and the pedestrian plaza will catalyze downtown Far Rockaway's future, one that is bright and full of promise for all of its residents. I am confident this space will be a cherished spot that brings neighbors together and makes this community an even more special place to live. I'm now pleased to introduce one of our fabulous city partners and my friend, Commissioner Louise Carroll from HPD.
Should the mayor?
I didn't even know we got it. Oops. I'm sorry. We're going to change up the order. The mayor's here. Oh, you went? All right, never mind. We are sticking with Louise. Okay. Call it an audible.
All good. All good.
So I guess I'm the second warm-up act. Thank you, James. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Borough President. Good afternoon. It is great to be here for the topping off of Beach Street 21. This is an exciting project. It's one that I can't wait to be fully realized for the community of Far Rockaway. I worked on this project as a lawyer at HDC as their general counsel, and I was so excited to see it come to completion while I am commissioner at HPD. These past few months have been difficult, and we know that the pandemic has been particularly hard for the people in the Rockaways. We know there's a lot more to do and a lot more months before we can return to normalcy. But we want the people to understand that with Beach 21st Street and the many other amazing projects underway, we are here as a sign to this community that the city is going to work to make sure that Downtown Far Rockaway comes back even stronger. HDC, HPD, EDC, DOT, and DDC, the alphabet soup of city agencies involved in this project, really represents a holistic vision of the larger Downtown Far Rockaway plan to create housing, improve infrastructure, and increase economic opportunity and expand community amenities. Beach Street, 21st Street, as you heard from my colleague James, will bring 224 affordable homes to this neighborhood, and half of these homes will be affordable to families earning less than $52,000 a year, including families experiencing homelessness. Under Your Home NYC, the mayor's comprehensive approach to helping New Yorkers get, afford, and keep their homes, we are committed to building even more homes for lowest income New Yorkers as we progress towards our goal of 300,000 homes by 2026. These developments will bring security to our hardest hit families and communities and create jobs that will aid in our city's recovery. The homes underway here at Beach 21st Street exemplify the commitment we're making not just to affordable housing, but to first-rate design that ensures that we are creating high-quality, sustainable developments that not only benefit the residents, but also strengthen the entire community. The children who live here and in this neighborhood will have a place to play in the newly developed plaza, and a place to learn and grow at the coming daycare and early childhood center on the ground floor. We are excited when we can work with our fellow agencies, but also excited when we can work with dedicated officials like Queensborough President Richards, who was pivotal to this plan as former council member. But most importantly, we are so excited when we can work with the folks who live here to make sure that we are building the city that you want to see. When complete, Beach 21st Street will be life-changing for 224 families. I'm looking forward to seeing this building completely lit up, the restaurant downstairs bustling, and much brighter days ahead. I also want to take a moment to recognize EDC President and CEO James Patchett, who has been a close partner and ally from the start of this administration, first at City Hall and then at the helm of EDC these past 4 years. Throughout, James has seen the close connections between affordable housing and economic growth and vitality. Your vision to drive the city, to make the city an even better place to live and work, in your creativity, in your intelligence, in this supremely difficult time has been invaluable. Your departure is bittersweet, but you leave behind a truly awesome team and legacy. And we at HPD will continue carry on that good work with them. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn over to James.
Now, my privilege to introduce another of my good friends, a former council member, now Queensborough President Donovan Richards.
Whoa, James, what a way to go out. If you're going to go out on top. And this is one of those projects that certainly I'm so appreciative of working with you on over the course of the last few decades. And I know he's a modest man, but really what we've achieved when you look at what this place looked like, man, when did we do the rezoning? 2015, and to see the transformation here today speaks to your commitment to the Rockaway. So I want to thank you for all that you've done, including ensuring that we can have our ferry service restored. We've done a lot of good together. Our new program for small businesses with the New York Mets as well. The Queens Small Business Grant is all due to our partnership with James Patchett. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and wish you well on your next endeavors. To the mayor, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is one of the things you spoke about when you got elected, of making sure that communities like the Rockaways, when we talk about a tale of two cities, would see the investment that it sorely needed. And when you look at everything happening here, once again, sir, your commitment with not just rhetoric, but nearly $200 million to Downtown Far Rockaway, putting in infrastructure, affordable housing, much needed retail and community space. I want to thank you and your administration for the work that you continue to do for the people of Rockaway. So thank you to our Commissioner Carroll and Grillo. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's not too long ago that we gathered here to kick off this project. I spoke of the near $200 million in infrastructure investment for Downtown Far Rockaway and how transformational this is. What you see happening in Downtown Far Rockaway is really a model of what and where this city will go as we talk about sustainable and resilient growth and development happening. It wasn't too long ago you were down here with Senator James Sanders and Assemblymember Kyle Anderson when we were impacted by Hurricane Sandy. And literally this neighborhood that we stand on was really the community hub. During that period, we were just trying to get food onto people's plates, clothes onto people's backs. And to now be able to come back here, even through that tough time, to see how we are rebuilding, not just rebuilding with housing, but creating upward mobility for the community. This is the way we need to build. We need to be community builders. And this is what this project is symbolic of. I talked about infrastructure. You know, on a day like this, you can see puddles on the sidewalks. Those days are going to be long gone because of the infrastructure investment by Commissioner Grillo and DEP and DDC and all of the work that they're doing. I also want to talk about something that's important, and that is jobs. And we always talk about the need to make sure that jobs go to local residents. Well, I'm happy to say that because of partners like RDRC and the community builders, we are actually not just building new buildings, we're rebuilding people's lives. We're giving people who may not have had an opportunity to work, who might have had some issues with the criminal justice system. We've given them an opportunity to build their lives better, but to also build this community, and that has to be commended as well. The talk of open space and ensuring that this community, which has dealt with violence in the past, and that's still ongoing. When we talk about a community that did not have livable and walkable streets, this was a community that was the template of that. And now with development happening down here, we are really ensuring that this community is rebuilt in a bigger and better way. So I want to thank this administration. I'm always happy when we are breaking ground on affordable housing because we know the affordable housing crisis that we are currently in. We know that there are over 50,000 people who are living in shelters across the city. And developments like this are going to be places where they can lay their head, where they can open up their doors and feel pride in knowing that they're going to have permanent, affordable housing. This is what we should be doing. So I'm grateful, Mr. Mayor, for your partnership on this project and so much more as we see the new Far Rockaway Library. When you talk about the need for jobs and the commercial development that has not happened down here, that you will see through projects like the Community Builders Project and childcare, this is how we ensure that many of the disparities we've seen through this pandemic are actually addressed. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank my partners once again. Once again, we could not do this without our partners, Senator Sanders and Assemblymember Kyle Anderson. I want to thank them for, once again, their continued partnership as we move forward. So thank you. Congratulations. Look what you've done. This is amazing. To the workers on this project as well, thank you. Thank you for doing this with pride, love, and care, the Rockaway's way. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'd now like to introduce our close community partner and real leaders to make this whole process happen. Kevin Alexander, the president and CEO of the Rockaway Development and Revitalization Corporation.
Wow. All right, I'm going to try and do this with the mask on, but my voice doesn't carry that well. On behalf of Rockaway Development and Revitalization Corporation, it is an honor to be here with you today to celebrate another milestone for Downtown Far Rockaway. We know this project could not happen without Mayor Bill de Blasio's commitment to delivering housing, creating quality jobs, and providing for a more inclusive New York City that reflects the diversity of our beloved former mayor, David Dinkins, often referred to as the beautiful mosaic. The Rockaways, known for its beautiful beach, boardwalk, and Jamaica Bay, is as equally known for the inequalities that have existed for generations in the eastern neighborhoods of Far Rockaway and Edgemere. But that's changing. The Beach 21st Street project is a great example of the commitment to change that includes our partnership with the city and leaders such as Rockaway's own then City Councilman Donovan Richards and now Queensborough President Donovan Richards, our former City Council member James Sanders Jr. and now State Senator James Sanders, and for Khalil Anderson, who is our newly elected Assembly person. It also includes our very boisterous Community Board 14 and a coalition of community and faith-based organizations known as the Downtown Far Rockaway Working Group. Ultimately, the collaboration ends where it all begins, with our residents who deservedly will have the opportunity for generations to come to benefit from the manifestation of the Downtown Far Rockaway project that is so much more than an affordable housing project. Jobs, careers, new commercial spaces for local entrepreneurs and business owners, community space for new and existing CBOs to expand, open spaces to host community events and activities, a world-class library, and beautiful streetscapes supported by weather-resistant and upgraded infrastructure. We must also acknowledge the Beach 21st Street project development team, the community builders and mega contracting group for getting us here today. They are persevering through this deadly pandemic and continue to work with RDRC and Building Skills in New York to recruit, train, and place local residents on this very site. This has created a sense of ownership and pride that is almost indescribable when you ask someone, but unmistakable when you see the look on our local hires' eyes. And now it is my honor to introduce our mayor, Mayor Bill de Blasio, whose vision is helping to ensure Downtown Far Rockaway has increased economic opportunity and an improved quality of life for everyone who calls this neighborhood home. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Bill de Blasio with a welcome, hearty round of applause. You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. First of all, let's give our thanks to men and women who did the work, who are making this possible for everyone in this community. Let's thank them. This means so much to the people of the Rockaways. And folks in the Rockaways have struggled for many years, but with pride and with strength. In Scripture, we remember the first shall be last and the last shall be first. A lot of times, the Rockaways was left behind, ignored, mistreated. And when we came into office 7 years ago, we said we must do something different. If we're about fighting inequality, if you want to fight inequality, you should start in the Rockaways. And that is why we have made the investments in Far Rockaway. That's why we have believed that when given fairness, given investment, this already good and strong community could become so much greater. That's why we brought ferry service to the Rockaways. That's why we have seen every opportunity. We've grabbed it to create affordable housing so people could live in their own beloved community. Now, The Rockaways has caught hell time and time again, and never was that more true than with Hurricane Sandy. And I was out here. I was out here with Donovan, I was out here with James. This is one of those times where if you use the word devastation, you're using the right word. The pain that this community went through. But I remember even the days immediately after Sandy, people talked about coming back, fighting back. I did not meet a single defeated person in the Rockaways. And there is a saying, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. That could be the slogan of the Rockaways. So, today, we prove that we can move forward. And I want to thank everyone here because, yes, you forged ahead during the pandemic. And that was powerful. That was a message that it mattered. What's happening here today is about bringing this city back. And I'm talking about how we recover. It has to be a recovery for all of us. I want to be clear. We can't just have a recovery for some people. We have to have a recovery for all of us. Here's an example right here. A place that deserved the very best getting the very best. Jobs being created. All the things that will benefit this community in the future. Kevin, thank you for your leadership. I can hear the passion in your voice about what's been done here. The elected officials, all folks that I've had the honor of working with for a long time, I know how much they love this community. Thank you, Borough President. Thank you, Senator Sanders. Thank you and congratulations, Assemblymember Anderson. It matters when leaders care and do something about it. And you're seeing that here. And I want to congratulate everyone who's been part of this work. And I really appreciate what Louise said, because folks at our Housing Department, HPD, Housing Development Corporation as well, working with Economic Development Corporation, they just set some records we talked about a few days ago for creating affordable housing in the city. Please offer my deep appreciation to your team and all your colleagues. And you just set some records, and now you're right at it setting new records for 2021. So thank you. And James Patchett, I have a heavy heart when I talk about him. He's been one of my comrades in arms as we have fought to make this a better and fairer city, and he's done just immeasurable good. But I think after 7 long years, he has earned his right to finally take care of himself and his family a little bit. But James, I'm glad you got to be here for this one, because this epitomizes so much of what you believe in. And I'm glad we make a lot of jokes, James and I, about the ferry service because it was not easy getting it up and running. But I'll tell you, when you talk to folks in the Rockaways about what it's meant for their lives, what extraordinary change it's been, it really makes you understand why James and his team at the Economic Development Corporation do so much for all of us. So we're going to miss you, but you've done good, James. You've done good. And welcoming in our new recovery czar. She's not new because she's been doing incredible work, including right here with this project through DDC. But we're going to be bringing all of the efforts of the entire city government together. Every agency working together, one goal, a recovery for all of us in 2021. And pulling all those strands together and making it happen, our new recovery czar, Lorraine Grillo. Thank you. So everyone, as we prepare to celebrate, because this is going to be one of those moments. You're about to see the topping off of this building. It's going to be one of those symbolic moments. This is going to give you the perfect vignette for 2021. We were put back on our heels. We were laid low by the coronavirus. We fought back in 2020. We recover in 2021. We get better. That's what we do in New York City. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. I'm supposed to say something now about how we're going to sign something. Everyone, but I'm going to take my prerogative to just say how appreciative I am of the mayor for giving me this opportunity to be in public service for the last 7 years. It's been the honor of my life and my career, so thank you, sir. Thank you. And now everyone this way. Thank you.
That was good. See, it wasn't hard. That wasn't hard.